back for segment 2, but Marcellus, you up first. Should Bill Belichick consider moving up to draft a quarterback?
No. He should not. Justin Fields at his pro day, probably doing a higher verdict. Let me stop. No, he should not at all. Look, you gotta have conviction in this situation. And this situation reminds me a little bit of what's going on in Philadelphia with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. And it also reminds me of what's going on in San Francisco and the 49ers and Jimmy GQ, where the coaches, the franchise, the organization needs to have conviction and trust that they have the right quarterback versus, let's go out there and get this high premium insurance policy at the same position. Cam Newton is the quarterback for the Patriots this year and should be for the future. Let's be real about this. I want to see everybody up here right now because I'm looking at former football players. And God, I love doing this show with athletes because we speak that language. And you guys all know about the ability that we possess as athletes to self-correct within a football game. I love when I went out there in the first quarter and I had to go against Jonathan Ogden or something. I said, ooh, not too many people could deal with my dent move, my rip move. And I know even Ogden, he's better than me, but I'm going to give him my best. And in the first quarter, you hit him with that move, and it doesn't work. But the ability to self-correct in the third, fourth quarter, maybe you catch him slipping, or maybe he's just better in that moment, and it works. And the fans say, celebration, good game. And you are actually internally thinking about the distance that you travel from that first quarter to the fourth quarter. Now, here's what I'm thinking that's happening in Bill Belichick's mind, and I'm praying that the genius, Belichick himself, is not going to fall victim to overcorrecting. Self-correcting one thing, overcorrecting. That means you're going to do too much. That means you're going to do it for everyone else's reception. That means you're going to go out there and draft somebody just because everybody said you should draft somebody. No. Bill Belichick, we understand last year y'all had a lot of issues the entire season, and we can list them all. But guess what? Belichick, it's a new go-around. It's a new rep. It's a new opportunity. It's a new season. And what you have now in terms of roster and talent and at quarterback is enough to work to beat Ogden in that fourth quarter. So, Belichick, don't overcorrect. Don't do too much. You've done enough. You went on a spending spree. Trust in what you got and just self-correct within.
I like story time. I always like a Marcellus Wiley story time. But let's get back to reality.
What?
And the reality is Belichick should move up to draft a quarterback, especially if he can get the quarterback he wants. So,
what?
Even if Cam Newton is a quarterback of the present, he's not the quarterback of the future.
Why not? He's 32. Please.
He's 32. Yes, a Tom Brady type who's been hurt once in his career over the course of 20 careers, is playing until he's 44, 45. Cam Newton is struggled to the finish line of 32 to play in the NFL. It is a very different 32 Cam Newton feels than the 32 that Tom Brady was feeling when he was 32. But I digress. We've grown far too friendly with the misnomer that you can find a great quarterback anywhere in the draft. You could. In the olden days, and olden days, I really just mean like 8 or so years ago. Russell Wilson was a third-round pick. Tom Brady, a sixth-round pick. Even Drew Brees, a second-round pick. But in this day and age, the best young quarterbacks, they were all taken early. What do I mean? Patrick Mahomes, he was taken in the first round. Josh Allen, taken in the first round. Lamar Jackson, taken in the first round. Every time you look at these good young quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, taken in the first round. All of the elite young quarterbacks were taken in the first round. Now, here is the caveat, Bill Belichick. None of those quarterbacks were taken top 5 overall.
Okay.
Meaning they were the third or fourth, maybe even fifth, like Lamar Jackson quarterback selected. So you might not have to move all the way up to 4 and replace the Falcons at that 4th slot and draft a quarterback. But you definitely will likely have to move up. And if the opportunity presents itself, where you can go get the quarterback you want. Understand, this isn't Tom Brady's 1999 NFL where you might find a gem in the 6th round. This really ain't even Russell Wilson's NFL. In the 3rd round, keep in mind the jury is still out on how much of a gem Dak Prescott is. So I know y'all at home, well, Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick. He's also went into the playoffs, and he also hasn't accomplished all that much. But anyway, I digress. If you want to draft the quarterback you need, Bill Belichick, go ahead and move up.
I can't stand you.
Oh, man, the Dak hate is always
the Dak hate.
Here's what I'll say. here's what I say. The Patriots are undergoing a makeover not only on the field, but off of the field and the way they approach doing things. We've seen all of the moves that they've made to really rebuild this team, all the free agents that have come over to fix the defense. We saw them go back and bring back Cam Newton. The reason why it makes sense for them to move up to number 4 is because they've kind of gone all in on this Cam Newton athletic quarterback thing. Well, if we're going to do it that way, why not go all the way and bring in Justin Fields to take the baton from Cam and really carry it on? Because the other thing that we have to understand about Bill Belichick, one of the, if not the greatest defensive mind that we've seen in the NFL, he is looking around the NFL and he's looking around the AFC. And what does he see? Patrick Mahomes, an athletic playmaker that is getting it done. He looks at Josh Allen within his own division, another athletic playmaker that is getting it done. He's looking at Lamar Jackson, seeing how Lamar Jackson's athleticism causes problems for everybody. And he now understands the old way of doing things, the way that we did it with Tom Brady in the early 2000s and those things. We're not going to be able to play with a traditional quarterback. Let's go all in on the movement and do it like we've never done it here in New England and give us a chance to reclaim the title that is rightfully ours.
Man.
Rightfully ours the last 20 years.
Come on, Bucky. Come on, Bucky. Don't get brand new up here. I know you're in a brand new studio with a brand new suit, but don't you act brand new. We got enough of this decade up here from Acho. Don't let me hear some Cam hate coming from Bucky right now. Because Cam, let me just give y'all some credit. Cam is good enough, but can Cam be great enough is the conversation at 32. If this were to hit, you got something and runway in front of Cam to make it all manifest. Don't act like a quarterback can do it by himself. Cam Newton went out there and had the highest touchdown percentage of all players on a team where his weapons were Jacoby and Myers, a law firm, whatever the hell that is, and Demir Bird. Give him the bird. So he had no weapons right now. And he still went out there and gave you 21 total touchdowns, still gave you only 10 interceptions, and caught the Rona, and still went out there and gave you something. So if I'm Bill Belichick, and I'm looking at Cam Newton, it's like Puffy and Biggie. Rest in peace, man. Yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as we're here, then we might as well shine together. Damn, I'm hyped. Okay, let me stop. Since 1990, I'm going to do an acho right now, talk with my hands. 53 quarterbacks have been selected in the top 10. We'll talk about them. And only 4 have been first-team All-Pro. Only 4 since 1990, and 53 were picked? This is the acho stat. Peyton Manning, Matt Ryan, Patrick Mahomes, and damn Cam. And y'all gonna give up on him right now to go out there and get Justin Fields or whoever you want when you've already addressed many of the needs that surround the quarterback that are necessary for you to go out there and play winning football. I remind you of this stat for head coaches. There are only 3 head coaches to win a Super Bowl with 2 different starting quarterbacks, Belichick, Brady, and now Cam. And all of them took at least 4 years to do it. Parcells, Seifert, and Joe Gibbs. Y'all put some respect on Bill Belichick, and more importantly, some runway in front of him and Cam so they can self-correct, not what y'all are suggesting, which is overcorrect. Damn,
my goodness, you made my point for me.
No, I didn't.
You just said that only 3 coaches have been able to do it with 2 starting quarterbacks, and it took them 4 years. So I'm going to take it to you in terms that you can understand it, because I'm assuming that one day you ran on the big man relay. So you're the big man on the relay, and what we're doing, we're simply asking Cam Newton, hey, dog, hey, your times and your splits have been a little slower, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to move you from anchor leg to third leg.